This is a classic Swiss roll that you absolutely have to try. I promise you, it's the easiest cake you'll prepare, and you do not have to worry about the cake cracking at all. And I'm sharing exactly how I did it in this video, so keep watching. We'll first begin by preparing the strawberry jam filling that we'll be adding on our sponge. I'll take some whole fresh strawberries. You can also just use plain strawberry jam. I'm taking the green stem off, and then I will weigh 250 grams of the berries and then slice them like so. You can use store-bought, or you can even replace the strawberries with any other berry of your choice like raspberries or blueberries, entirely up to you. Once you have sliced them like this, you will transfer this into your saucepan. The heat is off currently. You're just going to transfer it and then add some sugar. And now you'll turn the heat on medium and start cooking it until the sugar starts to dissolve and it helps break down the strawberries. And it goes from being solid like this to bubbling away like so. Keep stirring it occasionally, and eventually you'll start to notice that the jam starts to thicken and you'll start to see the bottom of the saucepan as you are swirling or stirring the jam around. Just keep mixing it like so, and after it has thickened to this point, you will transfer it into another container. So first let it cool down to room temperature and then pop it into the refrigerator. You can prepare the jam ahead of time as well. We'll now start working on the Swiss roll sponge. So preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit. In this bowl here, I've taken some all-purpose flour or plain flour. Into that, I've added some corn flour or cornstarch and also some salt. And now I will sift this several times because we want to lighten up this dry ingredient mix. So I'll sift it about 3 times first just to help aerate the dry ingredients really well. And then I'll keep it aside, and we will then sift it a final 4th time into our cake batter directly. So this is the 3rd time that I'm sifting it, and now I'll keep it aside. Now we'll start working on the eggs. So we'll be making a Genoa sponge to make our Swiss roll, and that requires aeration of the eggs and the sugar for a very long time. So add 3 room temperature eggs which come up to 150 grams, and then you're also going to add some caster sugar and flavor it with some vanilla. Now you will pop the whisk attachment and start first for 1 minute on a low speed. It is super easy to get the correct consistency for our whipped eggs. So first on a low speed for 1 minute, then you will increase the speed all the way to high and set a timer on your phone for 7 minutes. And towards the end of 7 minutes, you'll start to see a massive transformation taking place within these eggs. They go from a buttery golden yellow to a very pale, almost white color. And after 7 minutes, you will set a timer for 1 minute and you will bring the speed all the way down to low. This helps get rid of any uneven larger bubbles that have formed while you were whipping the eggs. You want the bubble structure to be even and fine. And this is what it should look like. When you lift the whisk attachment, it will fall into thick ribbons like this, and that is absolutely perfect. Now we'll start sifting in the dry ingredients, but we will not sift all of it in one go. We'll sift it in 3 batches. So I'll add a little first, sift it in, then I'll use my spatula and gently fold these dry ingredients into the eggs. What will happen if you add all of the dry ingredients in one go? As you can see, the air that has been incorporated into the eggs makes it very light and airy. So you don't want to deflate that aeration that has been created. So when you add a little at a time and fold it gently, it incorporates very well. If you add all of it in one go, it could totally deflate the air that has been created, and also it may not mix uniformly. So you may likely find pockets of flour within your egg mix. And so you want to sift in the dry ingredients a little at a time. I would say 3 batches works really well. And fold it very gently. You want to ensure that you're not knocking out the air that you've whipped up. And now it's time to add a final ingredient for the sponge, which is our neutral tasting edible vegetable oil. Again, like you did with the dry ingredients, you are going to add the oil also in 3 batches, a little at a time. You don't want to deflate the eggs, And so you'll add a little first, you'll fold it in very gently, making sure you're not knocking out or deflating the eggs, and then you'll add a little bit more. And you do not want to also overwork the batter at this point. You just want to fold in until everything is well combined. Now I've added the final batch of the oil, and then I'll fold it again very gently, and our Genoa sponge is ready. And so we're ready now to pour this into our baking tin. I have taken a 10-inch by 15-inch baking tin. I haven't greased it, but you can grease it as well. I have taken a large sheet of parchment that covers up the sides of the tray, but if your parchment doesn't do that, you want to make sure that it's well greased, and you also want to make sure that the parchment paper is coming up to the top. This cake does stick if it is not greased well, so you don't want that to happen. And then you'll spread it out evenly with your offset spatula, and from a height you will drop the baking tray onto the work surface to release any air pockets, and this will go in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. A skewer or a knife inserted in the center will come out clean, and it will be springy to the touch. While that's baking, we will prepare our workspace so we can fold the Swiss roll or the cake sponge that comes out of the oven. So I've taken a large kitchen towel, and on top of that I have placed a sheet of parchment paper, and I will generously dust it with some icing sugar so that the cake doesn't stick to the surface of the parchment paper. Our cake is out of the oven, and look how springy that is to the touch. While the cake is still hot, as soon as it comes out of the oven, you'll maybe give it like 30 seconds and then plop it onto that prepared work surface and peel the parchment paper from the base of that cake. And then starting from one end, you'll start rolling your kitchen towel like this, and you will loosely start to roll this cake tin along with the tea towel. So you're folding the tea towel into the cake surface as you are rolling it very loosely. So you just want to basically shape it while the cake is still warm, and then you let it cool down completely just like this. You'll keep it aside, and now while that's cooling with the tea towel rolled in, we will whip the cream. This is chilled whipping cream. I like to whip this on a medium speed, so I'm not over whipping it. As you start seeing the cream leaf trails like this, you will reduce the speed to low and continue whipping till you get some semi-stiff peaks. So it's not soft peaks and also not stiff peaks, it's somewhere in between, and that is the consistency that you're after. That looks perfect. I'll keep that aside. And my jam has also set beautifully with little chunks of strawberries in there, which I love. That looks absolutely perfect. We have everything ready. Now all we have to do is just assemble the cake. So I'll unroll this tea towel that has the rolled Swiss roll in it. It has cooled down completely, and you can see how well the creases have formed. It kind of gives it muscle memory, so to speak. So the Swiss roll can fold really easily once you add all the fillings in there. So I'll start off first with the jam. I'll add little dollops. Now when you are filling your Swiss roll, you want to be very mindful that you are not adding too much. You want the jam to be a thin layer and also the cream to be a thin layer. You may be tempted to be very generous with the filling, but it will make it very difficult for you to roll the cake if you do so, and it may not have a nice swirly pattern inside. You may not be able to roll it several times if you make a thick layer. So I would recommend that you have a thin layer of both the jam and the cream, and also don't go all the way to the edges so that it's easier to roll, and then trim the sponge once we are ready to serve. So once you've done that, you'll take your parchment paper as a guidance, and because you have already rolled this Swiss roll sponge while it was warm, it has developed a sort of muscle memory, and it knows where to twist and where to fold. And I promise you, you can be a little firm here and it is not going to break. It is a very malleable sponge, so it will fold very easily, and you will fold it like so. And then you will take the excess of the parchment underneath, and then you'll push the parchment like so, so you can tighten up the roll, and then this will go in the refrigerator. I like to pop this for 24 hours so all the flavors can meld, the cake can set really well. I love the fact that the strawberry jam and the cream really seep into the sponge, really flavor the sponge really well. And the next day then I will take the parchment off. The cake is nice and cold. Because we've used vegetable oil, it doesn't set firm. The cake is still very soft and spongy, and I have placed it on my serving board. and trim the edge off. And then I'm going to take some whipped cream, make these swirly patterns on top just to make it look really adorable. And then I'm going to take some halved strawberries and place it like so in a crisscross pattern, and our beautiful classic Swiss roll is ready. If you've been putting off making a Swiss roll because you are afraid of rolling it and you are convinced that it's going to crack, I would really encourage you to give this recipe a go, because the sponge itself is so soft and so malleable. You won't have to worry about the sponge cracking. And it's not just visually appealing, it tastes absolutely incredible. The flavors are well balanced. I prefer not adding any sugar to the cream because the cake and the jam are sweet enough, so the cream helps balance out those flavors really well. And the sponge itself is so cotton soft and feather light. And speaking of feather light cakes, you've got to make this classic tres leches cake that feels like an absolute dream. It's on the screen now. Enjoy and happy baking.